better stewards of the environment.
You have questions, we have answers.
Listen carefully.
You can't really be against hydrofracking and say you're an environmentalist because immediately the default options are fuels that are much less clean.
For the next hour, Shawn Wilson explores the energy industry with news and interviews from around the corner and around the globe.
Nuclear is one of the directions that we should innovate in.
The Exploring Energy Show begins now.
Ooh, a very, very good last day of the year to you, ladies and gentlemen. It's a Wednesday morning. We'll be going back in time with the American Oil and Gas Historical Society. Just to give you an update, the Oilerettes were defeated yesterday, so they will play Kiowa today at noon. So Kiowa today at noon is when the ParagonTV.com coverage of the Merritt Oilerettes at the Bertha Frank Teague basketball tournament will happen today. Here's what's on the menu at Elk City Meals on Wheels. Pizza, pasta, salad, and dessert. That's the last meal of the year. No Meals on Wheels tomorrow because of being New Year's Day, so they'll be back Friday. Dining room hours are open from 11 to 1 Monday through Friday. Regular meals, $8. Senior citizens meals, $7. Everybody is welcome. Located at 1510 West 9th Street. Call in your order, 225-5821. Still have today to give a donation that will go on this next year's taxes. So if you want a write-off and help a wonderful organization, today is your last day to do so. December 31st. Pizza, pasta, salad, dessert. Throw them a few extra dollars. Great program. Need to continue to support it. Carnegie Caravan still bringing free books to you. Friends of the library, firing up the Carnegie Caravan. If you'd like to talk about free books delivered to you by the Friends of the Library, you can call 225-0136. And if you're having trouble reading regular size print, you can call them and ask them about a free program that can help. 225-0136. 0136. Okay, we'll get at it here this morning. Let's do this. Get you some stock prices. West Texas Intermediate up again 58 cents to $58.53 a barrel. It's a January contract out of the New York Mercantile Exchange. Brent crude oil, the ICE Futures Exchange out of London, up 57 cents, trading at $61.90. That's a February contract out of London. That's the New York Mercantile Exchange natural gas. Not sure why, but down 19 cents, trading at $3.78 per million BTU. RBOB gasoline up 81 cents. That's $172.91. Heating oil down 34 cents to $214.71. And gas oil on the New York Mercantile Exchange. These are all December contracts for the refined products, down $4.25 to $624.50 per metric ton. Okay, let's see here. I want to get over here. The Baker Hughes rig count came out a little early because, of course, the holiday weekend. Let's see here. All righty. Well, for the second week in a row, U.S. drillers have added to their numbers. You had it and then it flew away. Here we go. U.S. energy firms this week added oil and gas rigs for the second week in a row. Energy services firm Baker Hughes said the oil and gas rig count, an early indicator of future output, rose by 1 to 546 in the week to end December 30th. Its highest since December the 12th. Baker Hughes released the rig count report a few days early because, again, the New Year's holiday. Despite this week's rig increase, Baker Hughes said the total count was still down 43 rigs, or 7.3% below the same time last year. Baker Hughes said oil rigs rose by 3 to 412 this week, their highest since December 12th, while gas rigs fell by 2 to 125, their lowest since November 14th. The oil and gas rig count declined by about 5% in 2024 and 20% in 2023, as lower U.S. oil and gas prices over the past couple of years prompted energy firms to focus more on boosting shareholder returns and paying down debt rather than increasing output. Even though analysts forecast U.S. spot crude prices would decline for a third year in a row in 2025, U.S. Energy Information Administration projected crude output would rise from a record 13.2 million barrels per day in 2024 to around 13.6 million barrels per day 2025. On the natural gas side, the EIA projected U.S. output and demand will both rise to record highs in 2025. EIA projected dry gas production will rise from 103.2 billion cubic feet per day in 2024 to 107.7 billion cubic feet in 2025. 109.1 billion cubic feet per day in 2026. That compares with a record of 103.6 back in 2023. So there's your Baker Hughes rig count here. Again, coming out a little early. They generally release that on Friday, but they took it out a little bit more. Okay, so the renewables, we've been talking a lot about that. They took a 90% of federal energy subsidies in 2025. Despite expectations that federal support for renewable energy would sharply decline after the Brandon administration, a new analysis shows subsidies continued at elevated levels in 2025, with the vast majority flowing to clean energy projects. A report from the National Center for Energy Analytics found that renewable energy subsidies accounted for roughly 90% of all federal energy sector subsidies in fiscal year 2025, totaling nearly $58 billion out of $64.1 billion in overall energy subsidies. So out of the 64.1, wind energy got, $58 billion. Findings were first reported by Just the News and are based on federal tax and spending data. According to the NCEA, the National Center for Energy Analytics, federal energy subsidies in 2025, they totaled $64.1 billion, primarily delivered through tax expenditures rather than direct spending. The data was drawn from the U.S. Department of the Treasury. Paul Tice, a senior fellow with the NCEA and a former Wall Street energy analyst, reviewed Treasury data and found that renewable energy, electric vehicles, and energy-efficient equipment received $57.9 billion in federal supporting during the last fiscal year. That figure dwarfs subsidies directed to oil, natural gas, and coal, which together accounted for just $2.6 billion in tax expenditures in this fiscal year of 2025. The NCEA is affiliated with the Texas Public Policy Foundation, which focuses on energy policy and economic analysts. Okay, so it's going on a little further. The report emphasized that subsidies for fossil fuels differ structurally from renewable incentives. While renewable energy subsidies often involve direct production credits and investment tax credits, oil, gas, and coal subsidies are largely tied to long-standing tax provisions, such as depreciation and cost recovery mechanisms. According to the analysis, total fossil fuel tax expenditures in 2025 were lower than renewable subsidies alone and far below the cumulative renewable incentives over the past 3 decades. The report also noted that renewable energy subsidies in 2025 exceeded the combined fossil fuel subsidies issued from 1994 through 2025. So in 1 year, they exceeded the combined fossil fuel subsidies issued over from 1994 through 2025, highlighting how dramatically federal energy policy priorities have shifted. Debate continues over market impacts and energy policy. Supporters of renewable incentives argue that subsidies help accelerate energy transition goals, reduce emissions, lower long-term energy costs. Critics counter that such heavy subsidization distorts energy markets, disadvantages traditional energy producers, and places long-term burdens on federal revenue. Tice and the NCEA argue that the data underscores the need for policymakers to reassess how federal subsidies influence energy reliability, affordability, and market balance, especially as electricity demand grows from AI data centers and electrification. And they need sustainable energy. which is what natural gas will give you. You're not going to get sustainable energy from wind or solar. They're intermittent energy. Now, nuclear, different story. But like I said, it's going to take a while before we're able to make that transition to nuclear and to a level that's going to make a difference. I mean, they're working on it and they're going to get there. I know they are, but it's right now there's just not going to happen. But it was just kind of interesting when I was researching for the show. 90% of federal energy subsidies went to renewables this year alone. Of course, after what Brandon did and then Obama, 4 years before him, it's hard to undo 8 years of ridiculousness. And Trump and his administration are doing the best they can. With that being said, I'm going to take a break. And then when we come back, we're going to go back in time with the American Oil and Gas Historical Society, AOGHS.org website with Remember When Wednesday right after this.
The Exploring Energy Show.
Craving a real steak? Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City is firing up flavors 7 days a week. The grill is always hot and the steaks are always fresh. From juicy char-grilled ribeyes, fillets, and sirloins to chicken fried steak, hearty burgers, seafood, and chicken, there's something for everyone. Don't forget the appetizers, salads, and desserts to top it off. Bring your appetite. We'll handle the rest. Dine in or order online now on the DoorDash app. It's more than just a steakhouse. It's Fred's.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from all of us at Windy Nissan of Elk City. If you're looking for a great deal on a new or used vehicle, you can find it right here at Windy Nissan. With payments starting as low as $249 a month, no payments up to 90 days, as little as $0 down approvals, and also enjoy up to $7,500 off new 2025 Nissan Pathfinders, Armadas, and Muranos in stock here at Windy Nissan of Elk City. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text BILL to 231231 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text BILL to 231231. That's BILL to 231231. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You got 5-6 tractors out there. You got a dozer, a traco, a grader, something like that. I mean, you go through a lot of oil in a season. I mean, you'll use a few hundred gallons in a season. So here at Camrock, we have the same specification oil as the other brand, where people think that they have to use that for a certain color on their tractors and stuff like that. But we have the same oil specifications as they do. Works just as well, does the same thing, lubes it just the same. Price comparison is, it's not even a comparison. We have a better price than anybody around on that type of oil. They can come in and talk to us, see what they want, or give us a call, and we can come out, see what they have, fill their tanks, set them tanks. That's what we've done here in the past. We've converted a lot of farmers over to our brand, our house brand of motor diesel oil. The price savings it's huge for them. We sell it to oilfield companies also. They use it in frac pumps. And they're not happy, you know it, and it's working great for them.
Camrock is the name of the company. It's 2111 South Main, Elk City, south of Fred's Steakhouse.
The price savings it's huge for them.
Fence building or welding, John 6 will get her done. 6 Wire Company, 580-497-6213.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
It is the Exploring Energy Radio Show. Happy New Year to you and yours. David Allen Guest. If you have minerals and royalties, you need help, he's your guy. Been doing it for nearly 50 years now, well over 40 years. Managing royalty and mineral rights is a complicated process, always changing. David has the experience to help you navigate through every aspect of it. David's truly a man of integrity. Man, you'll be glad you're doing business with as he get you the most out of your royalties. Yes, he will. He will get you the most out of your royalties. And if you find yourself in a situation to sell, David Allen Guest is a buyer of royalties from states, probates, trusts, and bankruptcies. You really need someone you can trust in that situation because there are a lot of folks out there that will take advantage of your situation. David Allen Guest, certified mineral manager. Call him today, 405-341-8698. 405-341-8698, or look him up on the interweb. Sustaining Oklahoma's energy resources, part of the OERB. They've got some upcoming educational opportunities here in January 14th. It's the Tier 2 reporting class. It's a Zoom meeting, 10 a.m. It's free. Training covers the purpose and requirements of the Emergency Planning and Community Right to Know Act. Reporting emphasizing when and how facilities must report hazardous chemical inventories in Oklahoma. And then the Spill Prevention, Control, and Countermeasure, SPCC training, January the 29th. Also a Zoom meeting at 11 a.m. www.soer.oerb.com. That's SOER, SOER.oerb.com. Click on the, at the top it says Producers Education. Click on that. It'll have workshops. Click on that. Takes you right to it. Very, very easy to navigate. But SOER.oerb.com. And ASCO Equipment, 513 West 20th Street. If you're looking for heavy equipment for sale or rent in Oklahoma or Texas Panhandle, wherever you might be. We've got 27 locations throughout Oklahoma, Texas, and New Mexico. We're talking about cranes, dozers, excavators, forklifts, compactors, the big stuff. Their new and pre-owned construction equipment fits your needs and your budget. ASCO is a leading provider for the Oklahoma construction, ag, and energy sectors. When you partner with ASCO, their equipment repair shop ensures quick and efficient heavy equipment repair. They'll work on your equipment no matter where you bought it, when you bought it, what brand it is. $21 million worth of equipment parts in stock, plus just loads of, new and like new machinery. And their equipment, when it goes out the door for either for rent or sale, you can rest assured it's been gone through well. Equipment sales, Bart Shields. Equipment rental, E.J. Gredeman. Branch manager, Jeremy Bridgman. Online, ASCOEQ.com. Or call them at 323-3422, 513 West 20th Street in Elk City. Okay. Now it's time for Remember When Wednesday. Get on this right here. Oh, yes. American Oil and Gas Historical Society. The acronym AOGHS.org. That is their website. That is a wonderful place for you to go to learn about our history, the oil and gas industry, and find out just all the nuances that you just wouldn't have any clue until you get onto this site and you start really doing some digging, start clicking on the blue letters that'll take you to a sub-story. Great stuff. Bruce and Chris Wells wishing you and yours a happy new year, prosperous new year. We'll get right at it. December 30th, 1854. The first American oil company incorporates. George Bissell and 6 investors incorporated the Pennsylvania Rock Oil Company of New York. Convinced by natural seeps that oil could be produced in northwestern Pennsylvania, Bissell formed his first U.S. petroleum exploration company to raise, manufacture, procure, and sell rock oil from the Hibbard Farm in Venango County, Pennsylvania. In 1855, after struggling to attract more investors, the company reorganized under Connecticut corporate law, which protected shareholders from company debts. The Wall Street panic of 1857 rendered control of the company to financier Robert Townsend, who in March of 1858 reincorporated it as the Seneca Oil Company of New Haven, Connecticut, which in August 1859 drilled the first U.S. oil well on the 105-acre Hibbard Farm lease. December 31st, 1954, Ohio Oil Company sets depth record. As deep drilling technologies continued to advance in the 1950s, A record depth of 21,482 feet was reached by the Ohio Oil Company in Kern County, California. The San Joaquin Valley well was just about 17 miles southwest of Bakersfield. At more than 4 miles deep, the well's downhole technology was not up to the task, and the bit got stuck. Fishing. Petroleum engineer noted the well set a depth record despite being halted by that fishing job and ending up as a dry hole. More than 630 exploratory wells were drilled in California during 1954. Founded in 1887, the Ohio Oil Company discovered the Permian Basin's giant Yates Field in 1926 and later purchased Transcontinental Oil, acquiring the Marathon product name and Greek runner trademark. Amoco, December 31st, 1998. It completed its merger with British Petroleum. So Amoco merges with BP in a stock swap valued at about $48 billion. At the time, the world's largest industrial merger and the largest foreign takeover of an American company. Amoco, founded in 1889 as John D. Rockefeller Standard Oil Company of Indiana, changed its name to Amoco in 1985. BP shareholders owned 60% of the newly combined companies, BP Amoco PLC, and in 2002, the company changed its brand to simply BP. Began closing and renaming Amoco service stations. BP in 2017 announced the reintroduction of the Amoco brand in the United States. 105 years after the first Amoco station opened in Minneapolis, Minnesota. December 31st, 1999. Pegasus returns to the Dallas skyline. As Millennium Celebration fireworks began at midnight in Dallas, Texas, an oil company marketing icon soared again atop the 29-story Magnolia building. The new version of Mobil Oil's Pegasus replaced a badly deteriorated original which had first rotated there in 1934. You can't tell the new one from the old one except for the fact that the faces are now red and not rusty, noted one of the restorers. The downtown building's first 11-foot flying red horse would be lost and almost forgotten until 2015 when it was discovered in a storage facility. After extensive renovation, the original structure landed in front of the Omni Dallas Hotel, where it can be seen to this day. December 31st, 2015, as we continue our track through time with the American Oil and Gas Historical Society's Remember When Wednesday. December 31st, 2015. America exports oil after 40-year ban. The tanker Theo T left Corpus Christi, Texas, carrying U.S. crude oil to Italy, marking the first overseas sale since an export ban mandated in the Energy Policy and Conservation Act of 1975, which followed the 1973 OPEC embargo. With U.S. production declining at the time and import volumes increasing, the ban had not been considered a significant policy issue, according to the General Accounting Office. However, U.S. crude oil production roughly doubled from 2009 to 2015, due in part to a boom in shale production made possible by advancements in drilling technologies. The GAO, the General Accounting Office, reported in 2020. Repeal of the ban allowed worldwide export of U.S. oil that had been mostly limited to just Canada. The United States first exported oil during the Civil War before becoming a net importer in 1948. Close to the bottom of the hour, I'm going to take a quick break and come back, and we'll have the rest of the Remember When Wednesday stories on the American Oil and Gas Historical Society's AOGHS.org website. Stick around. We'll be back with more right after this.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
Timber Oklahoma is your safe and reliable expert tree care service. At Timber, we provide professional tree trimming and removal with a focus on safety, quality, and clear communication. With over 10 years of experience and certified in the Electrical Hazards Awareness Program, our crews provide tree trimming and removal, storm damage cleanup, utility line clearance. Call Timber today at 580-732-3400 or see us online at www.timberokla.com or email us at customercare@timberokla.com.
One of the computers here at the station was crashing, about to lose everything on it, and we didn't even know it. But Dennis knew because he was watching, and he warned us in time.
Hey Gabe, it's Dennis. Our system detected that one of your computers has a hard drive that's about to fail.
Which one?
It's Nathan's.
So what do I need to do?
Well, we probably need to get it in the shop and get the drive cloned to a new machine before he loses any data off of it.
Do you have another computer in stock that we can just get it fixed real quick?
Sure, we've got some in stock. Just need to get it in, get it cloned over, and be good to go.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dennis.
You bet, sounds good. See you.
ITL monitors our computers at Paragon Communications remotely, so Dennis Teal knows there's a problem before we even know it. He helped us save years' worth of valuable files. ITL's remote monitoring comes in very handy here at work. That kind of security system for your computers can keep your business running so you can keep making a living.
The holidays are here and now, and Santa's helpers are hard at work at Cummins Cadillac Chevrolet GMC in Weatherford. Slide into the season of savings when you trade in your current vehicle and receive up to $7,250 in rebates on a qualifying new 2025 GMC 1500. The countdown to Christmas is on. Don't miss this sleigh of savings. These Santa savings won't last long. Cummins Cadillac Chevrolet GMC in Weatherford, I-40 and Airport Road, or online at CumminsBPG.com. GMC, we are professional grade. See dealer for details.
They're expecting me to get whatever task done. To a farmer, a tractor, combine, gets them up and running. He's back in the field, makes some money. Guy in the oil field, their piece of equipment's running again. That makes some money. Solves that problem. I'm Brock Kalk, and my company is American Hose and Supply. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings, oil field or agriculture. So if your farmer need a hose built, you can come in, we'll build it. You're a oilfield customer and need us to come out and see you, we'll come out and see you and take an order or pick up a hose, build it, bring it back to you. If we're competitive on price, we say we'll bring it to you. We'll do whatever it takes to get it to you, make life easier on you, or you can call us to solve a problem. Hey, can you get this? Why wouldn't you? American Hose and Supply, 2111 South Main, Elk City, Oklahoma, in Camrock Building next to Fred's.
Or call 303-1123. 303-1123.
Why wouldn't you?
Try the penny news for your business. It's the little paper with a big punch.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
Farmers use a lot of oil every season. Oilfield companies use a lot of oil all the time. Camrock's oil has the same specifications and lubricates the exact same as the designer brands, but Camrock's oil doesn't cost the same. It costs less. Folks who use a lot of oil save a lot of money with Camrock. Camrock Supply on South Main Street in Elk City next to Fred's Steakhouse. 4 locations: Elk City, Oklahoma City, Midland, Texas, Ulysses, Kansas. Online, camrocksupply.com, camrocksupply.com. I got about everything you could need for motor. Camrock Supply. 3 local guys with local ties just doing business with their communities. And Fred's Steakhouse, right next door. Destination for fresh USDA graded beef, ribeyes, New York strips, filet mignon, sirloins, hand-cut daily by the in-house butcher. How about their in-house bakery making, well, freshly baked rolls? And they're so delicious. Fred's is also home of the $4.99 chicken fried steak. Served daily, hand-battered country gravy, house-made mashed potatoes. If you like chicken, they got 7 kinds, like grilled, barbecue, teriyaki, mushroom, baja, of course, fried chicken. Seafood, they've got, well, grilled salmon, fried catfish. They've got grilled or fried shrimp, fish tacos. Fred's also has appetizers sure to please everyone. Cap off your dining experience with fresh in-house made desserts. They got it going on out there, Fred's Steakhouse, and I promise you it is affordable. They also have a full-service bar with your favorite cocktails, specialty drinks, wine, and ice-cold beer. Fred's Steakhouse can host your private event located at 2107 South Main Street in Elk City. Call 243-2100. Order online on the Chow Now app. Open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. All of us here at Exploring Energy and all those at Fred's are telling you to be responsible this New Year's Eve. Do not drink and drive. Do not drink and drive. Not only are you putting your own life in risk and peril, you're putting in others' innocence. Don't drink and drive. I mean, if you're going to drink, don't drive. If you're going to drive, don't drink. It's pretty simple. It's a great message. I hope people are actually listening to it. Okay, back at it here with the American Oil and Gas Historical Society's AOGHS.org. Remember When Wednesday. Kind of interesting that it was 40 years, a 40-year ban on oil exports in the United States. That wasn't lifted until 2015. January 1st, 1973, ESSO becomes Exxon. After 1 year of test marketing, the new name, Standard Oil of New Jersey, became Exxon, officially replacing the U.S. Esso brands and subsidiary Humble Oil and Refining's Inco brands. The nationwide rebranding applied to 28,600 Esso and Humble Inco stations, costing $100 million in research, product relabeling, and advertising, according to Time magazine. Plans for the Humble to be renamed Exxon U.S. and for Standard Oil of New Jersey to become Exxon Inc. Time reported in 1971, adding the company recognized existing brands could become global. The Inco name was discarded because it means stalled car in Japanese. Exxon would become ExxonMobil in 1999 after merging with Mobil Oil. Inco, installed car in Japanese. Probably not a great name for a service station. I can remember all those Esso stations were kind of like the Walgreens and CVS pharmacies. They were always on a corner. And the people that used to cut those corners were called Esso, well, something that rhymes with that. Things you remember when you're growing up. January 2nd, 1866. Patent describes early rotary rig. This is 1866, mind you. Peter Sweeney of New York City received a U.S. patent for an improvement in rock drills designed that could included basic elements of the modern rotary rig. The inventor described his idea as a peculiar construction particularly adapted for boring deep wells. Sweeney's drilling patent, which improved upon a 1844 British patent by Robert Beert, used a roller bit with replaceable cutting wheels such that by giving the head a rapid rotary motion, the wheels cut into the ground or rock and a clean hole is produced. Good stuff. And then like I said, you look at the crude drawings of that from 1866, and you realize that it does have a lot of the same attributes as modern-day rotary rigs. The rig's drill rod was hollow and connected with a hose through which a current of stream of water could be introduced in such a manner that the discharge of the dirt and dust from the bottom of the hole is facilitated. Kelly. Crazy stuff. Learn more in Sweeney's 1866 rotary rig sub-story. A lot of Rockefeller history. January 2nd, 1882, Rockefeller organizes the Standard Oil Trust. John D. Rockefeller continued to expand his Standard Oil Company's empire by reorganizing his assets into the Standard Oil Trust, which controlled much of the U.S. petroleum industry through 40 producing, refining, and marketing affiliates. The trust also operated all of the Pennsylvania Railroad's tank cars. You can see the sub-story in Dinsmore's oil tank cars until a U.S. Supreme Court ruling broke it up in 1911. Yeah, he went out and bought all the oil transporting tank cars and then charged out the backside for everybody to use them, but used them for his own good. Definitely a bit of advantage there. January 2nd, 1932, The birth of Union 76 brand. Union Oil Company 76 brand was launched at service stations in western states. The brand's orange circle with blue type logo was adopted in the 1940s. The 76 orange orb first appeared in the 1962 World's Fair in Seattle. A smaller version of the ball proved so popular that millions would be given away as bright attachments for car antennas. I can remember those. That's crazy. The California Oil Museum in Santa Paula has the original Union Oil headquarters of the 1890s. Now I remember this, and I remember a song about it too. January 2nd, 1974, President Nixon sets the 55-mile-per-hour speed limit. I can't drive 55. I'm like that. Although setting speed limits earlier had been left to each state, when OPEC cut U.S. oil supplies in October 1973, President Richard Nixon signed the Emergency Highway Energy Conservation Act to reduce gas consumption. As the national speed limit of 55 miles per hour became law, the embargo's higher gas prices boosted sales of smaller, more fuel-efficient cars. President Bill Clinton in 1995 repealed the federal limit, returning the power to the states. Boy, I, for one, am glad that we did. Yeah, 55 miles an hour, boy, that's creeping. Okay, now I'm going to get to our feature story. Let me come over here and click a couple buttons for our Facebook viewers. Yeah, this is Thomas Slick, king of the wildcatters. You've heard us talk about him before on this show. And we're going to put that up, take that off, and click this. Okay. There is a graph now that is visible on our Facebook page, our video feed. January 4th, 1948. Deep discovery in the Permian Basin. Exploration of the Permian Basin in Texas intensified when a wildcat well found oil and natural gas in a deep geologic formation. The Slick Urshel Oil Company drilled the well after partnering with Michael Late Benedum, a renowned geologist who had discovered Pennsylvania and West Virginia oil fields as early as the 1890s. The Permian Basin discovery, the Alford No. 1 well, 50 miles southwest of Midland, was completed at 12,011 feet. A famous West Texas well completed 2 decades earlier, Santa Rita No. 1, had produced oil from just 440 feet deep. The Slick Urshel oil well reached a depth of 10,000 feet in less than 5 months. It took another 7 months to penetrate 384 feet. Wow. So help came from Tom Slick Jr., the son of Oklahoma's king of the wildcatters, who branched off the well using a whipstock, reached the prolific limestone formation. The field was named in 1950 by the Texas Railroad Commission in honor of Benedum, who devoted 69 of his 90 years to the oil business. And this graph that I have up there right now is a pretty cool deal because it shows you the different layers where they stopped, where the original well, and then the whipstock where it came down and then just kind of veered off to the side and then got down to the oil producing formation. Very, very good stuff as far as our oil and gas history. Hope you've enjoyed Remember When Wednesday, brought to you by the American Oil and Gas Historical Society, AOGHS.org. As I promise, these guys vet this information before they put it on the website. It's actual and factual before they put it on here. And then they just do a great job of just keeping it updated, bringing it up to date, adding new stories, adding new graphs, pictures. It's really, really neat place. You need to get there. You can sign up for their free newsletter. They're not dunning you for money. They just send you a newsletter and say, hey, here's what's happened in this month in oil and gas history. Got to remember where we've been to get to where we're going. Speaking of history, 2025 is almost history, for crying out loud. Said many times, it seems to me like yesterday was Y2K, the year 2000, 26 years ago, quarter of a century. Unbelievable. We're going to take a break, and I'll be back with the mop-up segment. I'll have your, weather forecast, your energy stock prices of local interest, energy news in my briefs, and more as we continue right here on 96.5 KECO's Exploring Energy Radio Show.
Stay informed with the latest news from the energy industry on the Exploring Energy Show.
You know why people like going out to eat? It's a little treat for them. They get to leave the house and go somewhere else and have somebody else cook the food and serve it to them and clean up afterward. All you got to do is pay and leave.
I know a lady that makes it at Janice's Cafe. We go out there and eat all the time. You know why? It's not at home, and it's better than what we cook. You know, one of my favorite things to eat at Janice's Cafe? Catfish. It's good. It's got the crispy breading. Oh, it's like they made it with love, with a little bit more love on top of it.
Bacon cheeseburger.
Best bacon cheeseburger in the business. Name another one.
Mushroom and Swiss.
Best mushroom burger there is ever. Janice's Cafe can make all those burgers for. Of course they got burgers. They got the best burgers you can have.
Do you think more people drink sweet tea or unsweet tea?
Well, you know what I am.
Half and half.
Half sweet, half unsweet. Janice is located on the south side of Elk City, where you go into the movie theater, right there next to Arby's. You'll be able to find it because there's a big old sign up there that says Janice's Cafe.
They don't want to hire you because your paper might say Oklahoma School for the Blind.
I was just completely homebound because I was always too afraid to go outside. I want to be a productive member of society, and that's what DRS has given me.
They offer you opportunities to getting a job, helping you learn how to advocate for yourself, find the best way to try living your life in the fullest way possible.
Oklahoma and DRS has been the biggest blessing in my life.
See me.
Not my disability.
Just when you thought the holidays couldn't get any better, this happens. Through New Year's Eve, Barbara Ford is offering 0% interest for 5 years on all 25 Escapes, 0% interest for 5 years on all 25 Explorers, 0% interest for 5 years on all 25 Transit vans, and 0% interest for 5 years on all F-150s and select Super Duties, and make no payments for 90 days. Finish the year in style at Barbara Ford in Elk City, online at barbadysonford.net.
Isn't it interesting the things we do with labels when it comes to oil and natural gas?
You know, saying the world is coming to an end is it's a bit of a crazy statement. And I'm sure in those 100 years with the natural gas that we have, we will find some other way to produce energy.
So you're not worried? You're an optimist?
Yeah.
Good.
So I just think people have lost perspective on how much oil and gas is crucial to how they live.
See their stories at oerb.com/micro.
Hey folks, this is EJ Grediman with ASCO Equipment out of Elk City, Oklahoma. If you need rental equipment, I got your back. From excavators to wheel loaders, telehandlers, and forklifts, we rent the brands that you know and trust. With flexible terms, responsible service, and expert support, we're here to keep your job on track. Need equipment? We're on it here at ASCO Equipment. Visit ASCOEQ.com or stop by our Elk City branch, 513 West 20th here in Elk City, Oklahoma, or you can just give me a call, 580-243-9233. Appreciate it, folks, and y'all have a blessed day.
Got problems? God can fix them. This is Pastor Andy Taylor inviting you to come as you are to Trinity Fellowship in Sayre.
This is the Exploring Energy Show.
The show brought to you in part by American Hose and Supply. Here, Brock Kalk on our radio station telling you that, hey, go to those who know hose. For you to keep making money, your equipment, your machinery has to keep running. American Hose and Supply, they'll help you do that. Located inside the Camrock building next to Fred's Steakhouse in Elk City. All things hose. The ends, the pressure ratings, suction, discharge, high pressure, low pressure, doesn't make any difference. They've got it. Call 303-1123, 303-1123. Go to those who know hose, American Hose and Supply. And DCP Services, the Davis family, Terry and Jeff, Toby and Carly, just wishing you a very happy new year, prosperous new year, safe new year. DCP Services is a diversified oil field company offering the right services with the right people on the job. They have a roustabout division, a lease operators division, a wireline division with both braided and slick line options. You can find DCP Services on Facebook or call Jeff Davis at 660-0501. Pump Repair Shop in Cordell. Can't forget that. 660-0501. Jeff Davis. Or find DCP Services on Facebook. If your power goes out at midnight, you can call Carter Electric. That's because they provide 24-hour emergency electrical service. Want to make sure the power stays on regardless of the weather? Carter Electric is an authorized Generac generator dealer. Kirby and Mary Orgain, they're the owners of Carter Electric. They're the ones that help you see the light of day even at night. They know a lot of electric work goes on overhead. Carter Electric has pole trucks, man lifts to get way up high if there's a problem up there. Licensed, insured, trusted, Carter Electric. Commercial and residential, licensed, insured, trusted, Carter Electric, 225-2447, 225-2447, providing you this hour's weather forecast, a service of Carter Electric. Well, here's what we got. Sunny with a high near 61 today. North-northwest winds 5 to 9 miles per hour, becoming south-southwest in the afternoon. Mostly clear with low around 31 tonight. Southwest winds 5 to 7 miles per hour. Increasing clouds on New Year Day with a high near 60. North-northwest winds 5 to 7 miles per hour, becoming south-southeast in the afternoon. Mostly cloudy and then gradually becoming mostly clear tomorrow night with a low around 35. Light and variable wind becoming, well, north-northwest after midnight. Friday, sunny with a high near 62. North wind 7 to 10 miles per hour. Friday night, low around 30. Saturday, sunny with a high near 61. Saturday night, mostly clear, low around 38. Sunday, partly sunny with a high near 67. Low around 41 Sunday night. Monday, high, sunny, near 71. Wow. Partly cloudy with a low around 38 on Monday night and Tuesday. Mostly sunny with a high near 66. Back into the 70s. Is this Florida or what? Craziness. Okay. Let's see here. Anyway, my lovely assistant is out of the studio today, so she will be back Friday, I understand. That's good stuff. Okay. You know, we're going to continue to talk about this AI, and here's some energy news in my briefs. The artificial intelligence fueling electrician demand. As artificial intelligence continues to expand, the construction of new data centers is driving increased demand for electricians to install, maintain, and repair complex electrical and cooling infrastructure required to support high-density computing operations. It's one of the side benefits we haven't even talked much about. Frontera Energy secures Chevron-backed financing. Frontera Energy received a timely cash infusion after finalizing a new financing agreement with Chevron. The deal links funding directly to future oil deliveries. Frontera said its Colombian subsidiary secured up to $120 million, including an $80 million upfront payment, providing near-term liquidity support. Here's some from around the world. Venezuela has begun shutting their oil wells in the Orinoco Belt, home to the world's largest proven oil reserves, as storage capacity fills under a blockade imposed by the Trump administration. State-owned Petroleos de Venezuela reportedly halted production at several sites beginning this week, December 28th, as inventories swelled. Wow. We talked about the Frontera Energy deal extends internationally. Frontera Energy confirmed that Chevron-backed financing applies to its Colombian operations, tying capital access directly to future crude deliveries and reinforcing international energy trade links amid tightening credit conditions. Turkey, state-run Turkish Petroleum Corporation expects daily oil and gas production to reach 500,000 barrels by 2028, according to Energy and Natural Resources Minister Alparslan Bayraktar. China's electric vehicle exports surge. Okay. China's exports of electric vehicles jumped 87% in November compared with a year earlier, with Asia and Europe absorbing the bulk of shipments, according to customs data cited by Bloomberg. Okay. Power generation investment outpaces grid spending. The International Energy Agency reports global investment in electricity generation. That's surged nearly 70% over the past decade to $1 trillion annually. That's about a 70% increase over the past decade. Wow. While grid investment has risen far more slowly to $400 billion, creating transmission bottlenecks in renewable heavy regions such as Britain. All right. Well, Alphabet, and I don't know if you know who that is, but they are the mothership of Facebook and those kind of things. Anyway, Alphabet, you said that it would buy clean energy developer Intersect for $4.75 billion in cash plus assumed debt, as tech giants spend billions to expand the computing and power capacity necessary for developing artificial intelligence. Big tech has ramped up investments in energy firms as U.S. power grid struggles to keep pace with the soaring electricity demand of generative AI amid an intensifying race to capitalize on the booming technology. Under the deal, the Google parent would acquire Intersect's energy and data center projects in development or under construction. The company has $15 billion of assets either operating or under construction. By 2028, Intersect projects, representing about 10.8 gigawatts of power are expected to be online or in development. This is more than 20 times the electricity produced by the Hoover Dam, just to put it into perspective. Appreciate Nick Archer for giving me that little tidbit this morning. Google said in their interim study, the project in our area will need 100,000 electricians in the next 5 years. 100,000 electricians. Whew. That's the real deal. Goes along with what I said a while ago. Is the need for electricians and heat and air guys is going to continue to, just get crazy good. And the cool thing about that is technical schools, our tech centers, they're the ones that can help put these people out. I'm telling you, that's good stuff. Good stuff, Maynard. Okay, here's some stock prices of local note. Missing my assistant, for crying out loud. It's got some red in it today, mostly green. American Electric Power down 4 cents, trading at $115.97. Apache Corporation up 6 cents, trading at $24.77. Baker Hughes up 3 cents, trading at $46.12 a share. ConocoPhillips up 2 cents to $94.12. Devon Energy Corp down 1 penny to $36.81 a share. EOG Resources up 9 cents to $105.75. Expand Energy Corp down 82 cents to $111.20. General Electric down 88 cents to $310.91 a share. Halliburton Corporation is up a penny to $28.50. Helmerich & Payne up 22 cents to $29.15 per share. Liberty Energy is up 13 cents at $18.82. Occidental Petroleum down 5 cents, trading at $41.42. OG&E Corp down 4 cents, trading at $42.96. One Oak is down 24 cents, trading at $73.59. Phillips 66 down 35 cents, trading at $129.24. Sandridge Energy up 8 cents, trading at $14.82. Schlumberger is up 17 cents, trading at $38.73. And Williams Company is down 6 cents, trading at $60.08 per share. Wow. 2025, almost in the can. Again, be really safe. Be smart tonight. It's not so much the drinking, it's the excessive drinking. And always, always give somebody else your keys. Do not drink and drive. It's ridiculous. I know you feel like, I can do this. I've done it a million times. Don't do it anymore. There are innocent people dying because people get behind the wheel drunk. So tonight's a pretty big night for that. So on behalf of all of the law enforcement agencies, I urge and plead with you to be responsible, drink responsibly. Like I said, whatever you do, just don't get behind the wheel of a vehicle. Call somebody or get a taxi or just wait it out. It's going to be a great night. It's going to be a great year. The economy is really turning the corner. We're going to do much better in that realm. Again, some Paragon TV information. Merritt Oilerettes will play Kiowa today. Texoma at Canute girls game, originally set for Saturday, has been moved to Friday. Tip-off at 3 p.m. Friday. That's at Canute. On behalf of all of our great sponsors, I'm Shawn Wilson. Happy New Year to you and yours. I promise we'll talk again. Have yourself a great day.
Kicking into overdrive. Cool.
This is KECO, Elk City.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Delosi. People preparing to celebrate New Year's Eve in the eastern U.S. will most likely